everybody, Edo here, and this is Cloud City. The good folks at Blue Orange Games sent me a copy, and in addition, they actually hired me to teach this game at Gen Con Online. This is my review, though, which they didn't pay for, and essentially in Cloud City, every player is going to have a starting tile they start with that you deal out. There's like a 1, 2, 3, 4 tile. These are a little hard to see with the doves on them or birds. It's a little tiny. I would have done it differently, but either way, they're double-sided. You hand them out. And then you have all these gigantic cities. And so what you're going to do is you start with your starting tile, and you're going to put the cities on as appropriate. And these are how you're starting. Then, and each player is going to have that. Then each player has 3 cards in their hands, or tiles in their hand. And essentially, you're going to be placing a tile, adding the buildings, connecting them, which I'll talk about, and then drawing another. So you always have three tiles in your hand. You're always drawing from the center. So when you place a tile, it has to be connected. I can't just like place it far away. And you are going to be placing those towers. Now you can put it in any order. And essentially, what you are trying to do is make like towers as far apart as possible. So in this case, I would put this brown one down, put this brown one down, and I would put a blue one. And then I'm going to create bridgeways between these towers, and that looks like a 3, so I go here to grab the 3, no, it's a 2. A 2 bridgeway, and I place it. Now, that is essentially 2 victory points. Each of these is scoring, and the longer they are, the more points they're worth. And we're going to play until all players essentially have a 3 by 3 grid of 9 tiles. That'll be the end of the game. Everyone will have them. Now, as you're building, you're going to be laying out tiles so that they, don't intercept or interlock with each other, and you're trying to, again, get it as long as possible as you're connecting. Sometimes you'll have a gap. Say this isn't here, and I'm building around, and I've created this. Let me get a green, but you can't actually connect when there's empty space between you. So even though this is a really nice far extension, I wouldn't be able to connect it unless I put that middle tile there, which I eventually will. You can have higher layers over lower layers, which works and is really neat, but you can interrupt each other if they actually hit on the same layer. And again, so this way, as it's set up with green, this would be worth 5 points. But what I really would want to be doing is, when I'm thinking about it, actually be placing these tiles in such a way that I did something more like that, which would be 8 points. I think 8 points. What's the long one worth? 8 points. So in this case, I would have had a thing all the way across. Now, at the same time, I've intercepted that. So you're like, it's a visual puzzle where you're building up your towers and you're trying to connect. There are limited bridges. So, if you're going for, I'm going for a lot of long green bridges, and on other players, you can sort of run out of space. In an advanced play, there are some additional sort of victory condition cards, which are going to give you bonus points for longest route or the most green, things like that work just fine. And it plays quick and it's interesting. The knock I have on this game, unfortunately, is the execution. In that, as you could even see when I was handling this, the buildings, are very wobbly. Not terribly, but definitely as you're placing it down. If you have even a little bit too much space, things will fall. And so a lot of this game is just working your hands in this tight spot. And as there are more bridges in here, it just gets tighter and tighter and tighter. Now, on one hand, that sort of makes it cool. So kudos for it to be cool. But on the other hand, especially playing with my family, there were just a lot of instances where people knock things over. It's unfortunate. I think the game is compelling and it is interesting, and I think if you're tolerant to table shaking and sort of laying things out and getting it perfectly, if you can tolerate that, I think it works. It definitely is the case that you may get frustrated, though, and a little kid can get frustrated. If the tiles really aren't set up, they don't stay. I don't know what the solution here would have been necessarily, because, and actually this, I'm seeing here, this would have been illegal, because when I placed that tile in the middle, that would have placed that there. I could have done that. I would have wanted a different tile than that to do that. But that's what's cool, right? If I had done this tile, it would have been fine because those would have been there. But I don't know. It's hard to get past the sort of fidgetiness of it, the instability of it. I recently did a review of Control, and I had a real problem with that game for similar reasons. And I don't think this is quite as bad, but you know, you just have a lot of this, you know, that is going to happen. I think you should try before you buy on this one as well. I do like the puzzle. I do like the game. It is easy to teach. It plays quick. I think people are interested in it, but you're just going to have a lot of tile building management, and I think, unfortunately, it takes away from the overall experience. Anyway, this is Cloud City. Hey everybody, Edo here, and thanks for watching Gaming with Edo. Reviews over here on this playlist, League and Insider videos over here on this one. Subscribe, share, all that good stuff. But most importantly, play some great games. Thanks.